Okay, I think we're doing some sort of purple, soft, smoky spotlight situation. Did any of that make sense? All right, so we're gonna lay down the smallest amount of the Gerard Clean canvas, and the reason I'm laying this down is because I'm actually gonna be using an eyeshadow stick, but I don't want that eyeshadow stick to set. So just a little bit of this underneath is just gonna give us a little bit more playtime, and it's just gonna make sure it all melts together. So we just want a little tiny bit of this, and I'm just gonna go ahead and apply it all the way up to my brow bone. So I'm gonna grab one of my favorite shadow sticks ever to do a smoky eye. This is the Laura Mercier Caviar stick. It's in the shade Smoke. And all we're gonna do is just start tapping it right through here. I'm gonna tilt my head back just so I can kind of see where I want to place it through here. All I'm doing is gonna dot. It's gonna look crazy. And then we'll just kind of push it through here. This is really where I want to focus it mainly, is through here and through here. So now I'm gonna a little panda bear. I'm gonna grab this Mario E4, and what I'm gonna do is just start tapping and diffusing this black. You're kind of pressing it into the eyeshadow base, and this is where it kind of creates a transition. We're going to grab prettier colors and softer colors to transition, but we just kind of want to soften these edges. So I'm just doing this on the outer part, and it might look like I'm pulling my brush back and forth, but I'm really just tapping, and we want to make sure leave the center here bare-ish. It's okay if you get a little bit, but just don't worry about focusing the product there. Now I do want you to notice that when I relax my eye, the black is just ever so lightly out of my crease. I don't want to bring the black up too high. We'll transition it, but we kind of want to keep the black a little more contained. This is the part that can get a little messy a little fast. So if you just really take your time and you tap, you're going to have a lot more control. And if you feel like you've gotten out of control, much like I do every day, remember the brush that we use for the eyeshadow primer? Just take that and just press above. And even if you dull it down a little bit, that's okay. We can come back, but this will just kind of control it and make sure we didn't take it up too high. Just lightly, see, you can see it took it down. It's a tip. Makeup is really not about perfection. It's about knowing how to fix mistakes. Look how soft that already looks. So we're gonna grab this one. I love this palette. It's one of my favorites from Natasha. This is the Glam palette, and I'm using a Scott Barnes 63, and I'm actually just gonna pick it up here on the side. This shade right here is called Crease Color, or just Crease. And let me zoom you guys in. I'm just gonna start pressing that right above our black cream shadow. Now we're still going to come back to some black eyeshadow in a minute, so don't worry about that. But for right now, we're just going to tap this back and forth. And if you notice, I'm starting to tap it upwards. You kind of get a 2-for-1 special out of transition colors when you tap. So it'll look like there's already 3 colors on here when there's only the 2. You guys are asking about my nail polish. We're so holiday. This one is from Lights Lacquer, and it's the shade Lucy. It's from Kathleen's holiday collection. Isn't it gorgeous? So pretty. Okay, are you guys ready? So we're gonna do a little bit of scratching. And scratching is when you go back and forth with your brush. We're gonna be able to shape doing this, but you have to make sure that your base is already set. So we're gonna use the same Mario E4, and I'm gonna use my Natasha Denona Blackest Black eyeshadow. This one used to be my jam. So what I'm gonna do is I'm first gonna tap, and I'm just pressing it into the eyeshadow base. But once we have that, we can kind of start to pull and scratch out a shape. Now I always like to do a little bit of a, I don't want to say a wing, but a little bit of a shadow wing. I just feel like it really elongates my eye. So I'm just kind of shaping as I go. If we need to tap this out, we can just grab the Scott Barnes brush, just kind of tap, transition. I normally have these 2 brushes as I go. So now I'm just gonna press a little bit more of the black eyeshadow through here. Through here, I'm just gonna tap it back and forth. I don't want it to come out too far. We're about to add our lid color. That's really gonna make all this pop, but we just wanted to add just a little bit more dimension. I'm even gonna tilt my head back and just lightly push it through here as well. I feel like it might be a little bit easier to show you on this side since I don't have to cross over. So I'm still tapping, but I'm kind of pulling And you can just see that I'm putting and placing and pulling the eyeshadow exactly where I want it to add that lift. I also feel that a lot of people, they tend to stay away from these looks because they are so unattractive until they're finished. So when you get this on, and even to me right now, I'm thinking, wow, this looks a mess. But once it comes together, it's amazing. And there's so many tips that I'm going to show you as we go along, like I already have, that just kind of bring it back, and you can just keep focusing, and you can see, I've got this. I know what the end result's going to be, because when I first started makeup, these kind of looks, I couldn't get through them. I would already want to wipe it off. It looks so messy. Just give it time and just have a little patience. Now let's grab Sheila here. Wipe off our brush. I'm wiping off the Scott Barnes 63. I'm just going to go into a cream colored shadow. This one kind of close to my skin tone, and just tap here on my brow bone, and whatever's left, I'm just going to tap back and forth. It's a really good way to smooth everything, and you can start to see it kind of look a little cleaner. It's going to start to come together now. So we're grabbing the Natasha Denona Chromium eyeshadow. This is the shade Ultraviolet, and I'm just going to take it to about right there. I'm just going to pull it through the center. I might actually add another pigment on top, but only because I'm spicy wild. You could wear it just like this. It is absolutely gorgeous. Just going to pull it back and forth, and then I'm going to grab this little shader brush that has RUNNOFT. Oh my lord. It was in this hand. I'm done. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to start to feather it over this way, kind of soften it up here. I'm going to grab a little bit more. I did that in my phone, guys, so I can't really see what I'm doing. There we go. Now I'm just going to pull it over this way a little bit more, and then we'll grab the pigment in just a second. Before this sets, we just kind of want to melt it into the black. Now, like I said, you can leave it just like this. It's beautiful, but I'm out of control, and I wanted to use one of my Carla Cosmetics pigments. Oh my gosh, this is so pretty. I'm using the shade Dolly. It's a purple blue flip, and I'm just really pressing that right through the center. Okay, so I'm going to grab this Sorbet liner. This is really cool. This end is actually going to be basically an eraser. I'll show you in a second. But we're just going to do a wing. Actually, I'm going to do this side because I'm filming the other side. Just a classic wing. I thought it'd be pretty with this. And then we'll just fill it in and correct as we go. But I'm going to show you the end. Okay, so this end is actually an eraser. So there's a little bit of makeup remover in there, and look, you can just clean this up. It's even going to clean up that black that was there before, and then we'll just go right under there. Magical! This is an A+. You guys need this. It's so cool. You can even come in here and clean up. Look! What the heck? So today's lashes, these are from MOTD Cosmetics. They're in the style Selena, and I've only glued them just kind of half out this way. I love them. So we're going to be using our illamasqua Beyond Veil. Let me make sure. Y'all know I'll be lying sometimes. No, Beyond Veil Skin Glowing Gel. So this one's going to be nice and hydrating, but it's never going to feel sticky on the skin because it's a gel. It really feels more like a serum. It feels like skincare, but it just leaves a beautiful glow, and then you look lit from within under your foundation. And then I'm using my Anissa Angle Care Brush to apply this. I don't even know how I was applying primer, skincare, anything before these. What was I doing? I was out of control. It just turns it into a spa day. My DMs are full about the Sorbet eyeliner. Yeah. Why are there not more of those out there? Hurry up and get one. I have a feeling that one's going to sell out. I feel like that one's going to go viral. All right, we're going to do just a touch of color correcting. Anytime I do a really dark eye, I want to color correct. This is my favorite color corrector ever. This is my second one, by the way. This is the Cover FX Click Correct in the shade Peach. And we'll just kind of push this in with our Anissa Angle Concealer Brush. Just kind of take it in here. I'm going to do this before concealer and foundation, just so I can really pinpoint. Now we're going to grab our foundation, and I'm using this one again. This is the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless. says it's for normal to oily skin. I'm going to go a little bit more full coverage today. And I'm just going to really take my time. Notice that I'm working in sections, going back and forth. And I'm using my Anisa Pinnacle foundation brush. I'm not mad at this. I'm not mad at this foundation. I love it. You're all ready for the biggest tip ever when doing a dark smoky eye? Okay, you're gonna grab a little brush, just a little dense eyeshadow brush, the smallest amount of that foundation, wipe it here. From here, we're gonna take it in here, press it around. It's just gonna make sure we didn't take the black eyeshadow too far over, and then I'm even gonna tap it across here. Look at that, it just cleans it up. We're no longer murky, we're not muddy. There is no riverbank going on our eyeball. All right, so now we're gonna use our Rare Beauty concealer. I'm just going to use the shade 160C today, since I already have a color corrector under there. That way this will stay nice and bright and it won't fade or turn to gray. Remember, we're going a little more full coverage. So that's why you're seeing me put on more. I'm just feeling a little bit more makeup-y today. I got time. And I'm pressing the same with my Anisa angled concealer brush. We're going to do some cream bronzer today. I'm just going to grab this stick. This one's from Kylie Cosmetics. It's in the shade Bronze Medium. I love these. They're one of my favorite cream bronzers. So good. Let me see if I can blend it here. I'm going to grab the Anisa Buffing Bronzer brush. Why does everything sprout legs and run away from me? Found it. So this is the buffing bronzer brush, and we're just kind of going to buff it and press it in. Look how nice that blends, but also this brush just melts things in. And then I'm going to go around my nose, under here, and then under here is where we actually can buff. I don't mind dragging the brush down here because we really want to pull it down the neck. I'm going to do just a little bit of this Rare Beauty highlighter. I'm just going to tap it on, and I'm just going to tap it in with my finger. So pretty. No texture. And I'm also going to grab another cheek heat. This is the perfect color. I might actually transfer that over. I'm just going to just tap it in with my buffing bronzer brush. It's perfect. I really want to tie in the purple. Remember, I have not set anything, so we can just mix all of these creams together. We're gonna grab our little Amazon puff here. Just search makeup puff on Amazon. These are sold out, but they're all identical. And I'm using my one size translucent powder. So I'm just gonna switch my brush. Still using the one size powder. I'm using my Anisa multi-powder brush. I'm just gonna work this in all over the face. Pressing, never swiping. I'm going to grab this Mario liner, and I'm just going to run a little bit through here and a little bit through here. And then before it sets, we're just going to run this brush back and forth. I'm going to leave the center bare though. Now we'll grab the Natasha Denona shadow again and just place that right in the center just to kind of mimic what we have going on up here on our lid. We're just going to use that same Carla Cosmetics pigment in the shade... Why did I forget the name? Dolly. How could I forget that? Okay, I mixed me up a mighty fine nude here. I'm going to show you the colors that I used. You guys, don't be afraid of this palette. It's so much fun. You really can't go wrong. So I just did one little scratch of him, 2 scratches of him, 1 scratch of the white, and the smallest little tippy tap of yellow. So here we go. Oh my gosh, it's the best. Okay, I just created my perfect nude. Oh, I love it. I'll have to write down the recipe. The yellow is what kind of brings the warmth and the peach to it. And I always tend to go to lipsticks that have a lot of yellow in them. MAC Myth would be a really good example. Alright guys, we're all done. This turned out real spicy. I love a super intense eye with almost a nothing there lip. So editorial. Alright, let me get all of the pictures, all of that. I filmed a little video. I'll be posting all of the details in just a little while. In the meantime, make sure you enter that giveaway. It's a spicy one. I mean, when they told me, I was like, y'all giving away what? yeah, make sure you enter. I'm so excited for it. If you are international and not inside the US, stay tuned. I want to do a giveaway for you all as well. I love all of you so much, and we'll see you tomorrow.